My name is Serena Holt, and last Thursday my ex-husband sat across from me interviewing for a product manager position at my company. He wore a pressed suit and brought a portfolio of work samples, answered my questions professionally, discussed his qualifications, explained his vision for product development. He didn't recognize me initially. 5 years changes people. I had lost weight, cut my hair, replaced glasses with contacts, changed my last name back. When recognition finally hit, his carefully prepared answers faltered. The woman he said would never succeed was now the CEO considering his employment application. I let him finish the interview, asked all standard questions, took notes on his responses, thanked him for his time, said we would be in touch. We wouldn't be. But watching him realize who held his career in her hands was worth the uncomfortable 40 minutes. Success served colder than ice. Exactly as it should be. We married at 27. I thought I had found a partner who understood ambition. His name was Trevor. He worked in corporate sales and made decent money. I worked in customer service at a software company and spent nights sketching app ideas. I wanted to build something, a platform that connected freelancers with short-term projects. More flexible than traditional job boards, more reliable than gig apps. I researched for 2 years. Validated the concept with potential users. Started teaching myself basic coding. Trevor seemed supportive initially. Then my focus intensified and his support evaporated. He started making comments, asking when I would stop playing with my little project, suggesting I focus on getting promoted instead of wasting time on startup fantasies. I explained I was building something real. He said 90% of startups failed. I would waste years and accomplish nothing. Better to be realistic. Climb the corporate ladder. Build actual career security. His concern felt like love initially. Eventually I recognized it as control disguised as protection. The marriage deteriorated as my commitment to the startup grew. I spent evenings coding, weekends networking with potential users, money on web hosting and development tools. Trevor resented every hour and dollar, said I was neglecting our relationship, prioritizing a fantasy over our future. I said I was building our future. He said I was delusional. No one would use my app. I didn't have the skills or connections to compete with real tech companies. I should accept my limitations and focus on being a good wife. Those words crystallized everything. He didn't want a partner. He wanted someone whose dreams were smaller than his ego. I asked for divorce at 29. Trevor seemed shocked. He thought his criticism was helping me, keeping me grounded. I said it was crushing me, slowly eliminating every ambitious part of my identity. He said if I left him for a startup dream, I would regret it. I would fail spectacularly. Come back begging for stability. I moved out 3 weeks later, took my laptop and my half-finished app, left everything else. If I was going to fail, I would fail on my own terms. The first year alone was brutal. I worked full-time while building the app at night, lived in a studio apartment, ate poorly, slept less. But I finished the prototype, launched quietly, got my first 100 users through online communities. The feedback was positive. People actually found value. I wasn't delusional, I was solving a real problem. That validation kept me going when exhaustion threatened to break me. Year 2 I quit my job. Took the risk Trevor said was foolish. Lived on savings while focusing full-time on growth. Users climbed to 5,000, then 10,000. Revenue was minimal. Freelancers used the platform free. I charged small fees to companies posting projects, barely covered hosting costs. But growth was steady. I was building something real. Just very slowly, very expensively. My savings depleted. I took on credit card debt. Kept building. Rejection from investors accumulated. 20 pitches. 20 no's. Not big enough market. Too much competition. Unproven founder. All valid concerns. All crushing to hear repeatedly. Year 3 brought the breakthrough. A freelancer posted about my platform on Twitter. The post went viral. 50,000 new users in 2 weeks. Companies noticed, started posting more projects. Revenue jumped from 500 monthly to 15,000, then 30,000. Suddenly, my little app was generating real money. I hired 2 part-time contractors, improved features, scaled infrastructure. By end of year 3, I had 200,000 users and 90,000 monthly revenue. Still small by tech standards, but sustainable, profitable, real. Year 4 was exponential. Major companies started using the platform for project-based hiring. Users crossed 1 million. Revenue hit 2 million annually. I hired a full team, 10 people, rented office space, raised a small seed round, $1 million from angel investors who finally saw the traction. We improved the product significantly. Better matching algorithms, enhanced security, mobile apps. The platform became industry standard for freelance project work. Revenue reached 8 million by year end. Have you ever succeeded at something someone said was impossible? Share your story in the comments. Then acquisition interest started. Larger tech companies noticed our growth, our user engagement, our profitability. 3 companies approached with acquisition offers. I met with all of them. The third offer came from Technova Solutions, global company, 15,000 employees. They wanted to integrate our freelance platform into their existing enterprise tools. Offer was $45 million, 20 million cash, 25 million in stock. I would become CEO of the freelance division, report to their COO, keep my team, maintain product vision. The terms were exceptional. I accepted. The acquisition closed after 4 months of due diligence. I was 34 years old, suddenly worth $20 million with executive role at major tech company. The startup Trevor called a fantasy had been acquired for more money than he would earn in his entire career. The delusion he mocked had become my reality. I never contacted him. Never sent proof. Success didn't require his acknowledgement, just needed to exist, undeniably, permanently. As CEO of Technova's freelance division, I managed 300 employees. Our platform served 5 million users, generated 60 million annually. I reported to the executive team, attended board meetings, made strategic decisions affecting thousands of people's livelihoods. The responsibility was enormous, but I had built the foundation myself, knew every aspect of the product, understood users deeply.
Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, turn on bell notification to stay updated for more revenge stories.
I was qualified precisely because I had started from nothing, learned everything through necessity. That journey prepared me for leadership in ways traditional paths never could. Then Trevor's application appeared in my hiring queue. Technova was expanding. We needed experienced product managers. HR had screened dozens of candidates. Trevor's resume made the final round. His experience was relevant, his qualifications adequate. HR scheduled him for final interview with me. Standard process. I approved the meeting without hesitation. This conversation would happen eventually, better on my terms. He arrived Monday morning, professional, prepared, confident. He introduced himself to my assistant, was directed to the executive floor, entered my office still looking at his notes. I let him sit, arrange his materials, look up ready to begin. Recognition took 3 seconds. His face went through confusion, shock, then something like panic. He said my name as a question. Serena? I confirmed. Yes, I went back to my maiden name. Explained I was CEO of the freelance division. His interview was with me. I gestured to the chair across from my desk. Please sit. Let's discuss the role. The interview was professionally awkward. He tried recovering composure. Answered my questions about product strategy and user experience. His answers were adequate, not exceptional. He had solid experience but nothing remarkable. When I asked about his biggest professional failure, he hesitated. Then, talked about a product launch that underperformed. Never mentioned his biggest personal failure. Dismissing his wife's ambition because it threatened his ego. That failure led to this moment. Him interviewing for mid-level position at company I led. I asked why he wanted to work at Technova. He said the company had impressive growth, innovative products, strong culture. He was excited about the freelance platform particularly. Thought it was a brilliant solution to real problem. I thanked him. Noted that the platform was my original startup. The one he called a fantasy. The one he said would fail spectacularly. He went quiet, said he didn't know. I said that was the problem. He never bothered to know. Never asked about my vision. Never took my work seriously. Just dismissed it because acknowledging it threatened his sense of superiority. He asked if we could talk personally. After the interview, I said no. This was professional interaction. His application would be reviewed with all others. We would contact him with a decision. He started to say something, stopped, nodded, stood, shook my hand, thanked me for my time, left my office looking defeated. I returned to work, reviewed 3 other candidates. made hiring decisions based purely on qualifications. Trevor wasn't selected, not because of our history, because better candidates existed. His competence was average, my standards were high, the decision was easy. I sent the standard rejection email, thanked him for his interest, encouraged him to apply for future positions if qualified. Professional, distant, final. He never responded, never reached out personally, just disappeared back into whatever life he had built. I forgot about him within days, too busy scaling a division, managing teams, building products that millions of people depended on. His opinion of me had stopped mattering years ago. The interview just confirmed what I already knew. His limitations were never about me, always about him. The freelance division continued growing. We integrated deeper with Technova's enterprise tools. Revenue crossed 100 million annually. My equity stake was worth 40 million now. I had generational wealth, career satisfaction, team I respected, purpose I believed in. Everything Trevor said was impossible. Everything he claimed I was too delusional to achieve. I built it without him, partially because of him. His dismissal had motivated me to prove him wrong. But the success wasn't about him. It was about refusing to let anyone else's limitations become my ceiling. Sometimes I think about what he said, "You'll never succeed." Those words were meant to keep me small, contained. They did the opposite, became fuel. Every rejection, every late night, every moment of doubt, I pushed through remembering that someone said I couldn't, that anger was useful, until it wasn't. Until the success became so undeniable that anger was unnecessary. Now it's just fact. He was wrong. Catastrophically. Publicly, permanently wrong. The interview wasn't revenge, exactly. Revenge implies I orchestrated his humiliation. I didn't. He applied to my company, walked into my office voluntarily, discovered that the woman he dismissed was now evaluating his worth. That was structural justice, not personal vendetta. The fact that he wasn't hired, that was merit-based decision. He wasn't good enough. Simple as that. His limitations caught up with him, while my capabilities exceeded his expectations completely. Trevor mocked my startup dreams. Now he works somewhere else under some other company's logo. Not mine, because he didn't meet my standards. That's the victory. Not hiring him would have been petty revenge. Not hiring him because he wasn't qualified? That's just leadership. Making good decisions regardless of personal history. That's success. Cold, professional, undeniably earned. The kind that stings precisely because it's deserved. Not cruel, just true. And truth delivered coldly is the most satisfying revenge. No emotion, just facts. He was wrong. I was right. The proof sits in my office with my title on the door. That's sufficient. That's everything. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel to watch more revenge and inspiring stories that will make you excited like this one. Where are you watching from? Drop your country in the comments and let us know what you think about this story.
Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Turn on bell notification to stay updated for more revenge stories.